A cone with a radius 6. Maybe let's just plot it here. So for a cone to come out nicely, it's better to start with the base. And don't. So let's say you have a cone with radius 6. Excuse me. Radius 6 centimeters and slant height h 13 centimeters. What would be the area of such a cone? So we want to use that. So we can say, okay, area. Oops, let me zoom in. So we have the equation right here. So area is equal to pi r. So let's assume pi is 3.14, sometimes 3 even. So times r is 6, open brackets, 6, which is r again, plus the square root of h, which is the slanted height. So it's 13 all squared plus again r, which is 6 all squared. So the way you work this one out, you want to be careful. Have you ever heard of BODMAS?
Sorry, Mr. Can you repeat?
Have you ever heard of BODMAS?
No.
So BODMAS means brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction, right? So this just tells you, this little rule helps you to know what operation comes first, okay?
Yes.
So multiplication comes first because it says brackets of division, multiplication. Here you don't have a division, right?
No.
No, so
wait.
You don't have a division. No. You have a multiplication. So you figure out 13 squared should be equal to what? So 13 times 13 is 169. So you say 169 plus 6 squared is what?
Plus 6 squared is 6 squared is
36.
36.
Someone has not been rehearsing their squares. So it's good to rehearse squares. By now, you should know 5 times, or like 5 squared is 25, 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, 1 is 1, so on and so forth. Anyway, again, you see what I'm doing? I'm simplifying, but following the priority, which is multiplication in this moment. So I've multiplied here inside the square root. So I add 169 to 36. What I get is 205. So it's 205 square root of that, right? Plus 6 times, in fact, here outside, I can also multiply this too. 3.14, which is pi times 6, gives me 18.84. So let me just fix this thing out. So 18.84. So I no longer have to have a 6 outside here. I just have 18.84. Of course, this 18.84 is multiplying. I remember that you don't use the dot yet. You use the cross sign for multiplication, right?
Yes.
So here inside I have 205. So now we find in our calculator the square root of 205. Should be 205. If it was 400, it would be 20. So if it's half of that, should be 10-ish or something. Let's see. Square root of 205 is 14. Quite far. Anyway, so you are saying 6 plus 14.3 inside the brackets. Yeah, I couldn't solve it in 4 minutes. So I gave you little time. So now 6 plus 14 anyway is 20, right?
Yes.
So 18.84 is still outside here, waiting to multiply. So now we are saying it's going to multiply 20.3. So outside you have 18.84. 18.84 times 20.3, what should you get? So it's almost like 20.2400. So it will be close to that. So 18.84 times 20.3. I skipped a dot here, 20.3. So it gives us 382.4 centimeters. Its area, so the units should be what?
It should be
Centimeter squared.
Mr. Yeah, square, and then volume is cube, right?
Good. So now there you have the area.